Do you literally feel tired all the time? Like, it doesn't matter how much sleep you get, you still feel tired. You wake up feeling tired, and you could take a nap at any time during the day. And if you miss one of those naps, it's like you just don't feel like you'll be able to get through the rest of the day. You need that maybe afternoon or morning, whatever it is, you just need that little bit of rest. It's just something that is really impacting your day-to-day life. Maybe it's keeping up with the kids and you just don't feel like you can do that like you want to, or maybe it's work. Maybe, you have a job that you really need to have energy for and be present for, and you just don't feel like getting out of bed at all to do the things that you need to or want to do during the day. It's just something that really impacts our life in general. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you why you might be feeling this way, really help you to understand what's going on inside, and then some simple steps to try and get you back on the right path, and then long-term give you that vision too for what healing from this really looks like. So let's dive into that. Okay, so I just want you to know, first of all, that this is common. This is very common. I hear this a lot from women, especially because that's who I typically deal with. But we tend to go through this stress cycle a little bit faster than men do because our bodies are very sensitive to stress. But this is common. It's not normal to feel tired all the time. It is absolutely not normal to feel this way. And so I want you to get a really good understanding of why this is happening, and then give you some simple steps to begin to correct this. So first off, we must learn about cortisol. Cortisol and its rhythm and its purpose is sort of the whole reason that we feel this way. At the very, sort of base, I want you to understand why you're feeling tired all the time and kind of how you got here, if you will. So cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, and it is needed in our body. It's there for a reason. It's our get up and go, and we need that, right? We want to have that energy. But we want it to be at the right times in the day, and we want it to be in balance with other things in our body. And so I want to take you through and show you what a normal rhythm of this looks like, what a normal rhythm of cortisol looks like, and then what happens over time when we have too much stress that is kickstarting our cortisol to be in motion in our body and be produced in our body. And so what happens kind of as a fallout from that. So we're talking about energy here first, though, right? We want energy, but we don't have it. We're feeling tired. So there is a reason for that. So on the screen, you can see what a normal cortisol rhythm should look like. It's part of your normal diurnal rhythm. We should have cortisol that is rising and peaks about 7 a.m., 6 to 9 a.m., and then gradually falls throughout the day. Lowest at bedtime, and then while you're sleeping, it'll rise again to be the highest whenever you wake, or within about an hour when you wake. That is normal, right? We should have energy in the morning, and it should last throughout the day, but toward nighttime, right, we want to be winding down. We don't want to have extra energy at nighttime. So that's exactly how it should be in our body, that normal rhythm. So I want to give you now a picture of what it looks like when we are constantly in stress mode. We are constantly going. We maybe have stressors emotionally. We have some physically, possibly. We are just in that fight or flight mode all the time. The first stage is that we're going to have cortisol high all day long. It doesn't follow this rhythm. As I mentioned, it's just high. So we just have so much energy. It's like we can do all the things, we can keep up, we can just go, and we're like, wow, this is amazing. So it might be great at first, but next what is going to happen is that we're going to feel tired in the morning and wired at night. As you can see on the graph, instead of the cortisol being highest in the morning, it's actually lower in the morning and almost rises throughout the day, which is actually opposite of what it should be. So this is a reason why you might feel tired in the morning and wired at night. So basically, like, you're probably not getting the sleep that you need because you can't go to bed at night. And I actually did a video about this recently, about why you might feel very tired, but then you can't go to sleep. So you're going to have to check that out. I'll put it in the description below of this video so you can check it out. So your cortisol levels are actually backwards of what they should be. So now I want to show you what it looks like over time when you're still in, that stressful mode, your body basically kind of burns out of producing cortisol, because remember, it was producing so much for that amount of time that you had all the energy, and then it was slow to get started. You had that tired and wired feeling, and now it's just like, I'm done. I cannot keep up with this. I cannot keep burning through all the things that I need to burn through. Your body is saying you just can't keep up in a lot of different ways. And so now the graph that you're going to see is basically like a very, very small amount of cortisol at kind of almost random times throughout the day, but it's very low. So this is why you feel tired all day long. And it doesn't really matter how much you sleep. This isn't dependent on sleep. It's that your body is out of balance because you have burned it out. And it really depends on how fast this process goes as to maybe, where you were at when all of this started. And it depends on, other factors as far as just, your makeup, your physiological makeup, as far as to how fast this will happen from, maybe normal stress to high stress, how fast your cortisol will burn out. But eventually it will burn out. So if I want you to go back and kind of see where you are in this. Do you have tons of energy all day? I would probably bet that if you're watching this video, you don't. So you might be already to the stage of where you feel tired and then wired at night. Just know that if you continue doing what you've been doing and don't kind of get a hold of this, you're going to get to the stage of where it's completely burnt out. And I don't want you to get there. So what can you do? As I mentioned, cortisol is dependent on stress, right? If we have even perceived stress, our body is going to produce cortisol so that it can mount a response for that. Because in fight or flight, your body is getting ready to take flight, or, because it's, it doesn't understand that it's not actually being chased by a tiger or in some type of stressful situation and doesn't need to just, run away. It doesn't understand that. So it's wired. Your body is literally made to survive. And so this is a survival mechanism. And so your body's not messing up. You just have a lot of undue stress on your body. So obviously, one of the first things that you can do is take note. What stressors do you have in your life? And these could be a wide range and variety of things. So this is anything from maybe you've had a lot of stress at work. Maybe you and your husband are having an argument or disagreement about something. Maybe your kids are going through something, so that's kind of transferring stress onto you. This could be stress from more so like internal things. So like toxin overload. Maybe you are just eating a poor diet. Nutrient deficiencies can cause stress on your body. Over exercising can cause stress on your body. Those are just a few, okay? But you get the picture. We have a lot of stress from a lot of different areas. And so it's not uncommon for this to happen at the day and time that we live in. So I don't want you to feel like you're broken. You're not broken, but you need to understand what's going on, and you need to get a hold of things that you can control and do them in a stepwise approach. You're not going to be able to change this overnight, but trying to remove some of these stressors is 100% going to help you in the long run and start reversing some of this. Another thing that you can do is begin to reset that rhythm, that circadian rhythm. So this would include going outside in the morning and being exposed to sunlight. The sun, it has different patterns throughout the day, and it has a rhythm to it. And so when we can sort of get back in that rhythm of nature and of the way God intended, that again is going to help us get back on track with our cortisol. And so going outside in the morning, super important. If you don't go outside any other time in the day, make sure the morning time is absolute priority. But as much time as you can be outside, the better. Whether it's, even 2 or 3 minutes is going to be really helpful. So 2 or 3 minutes in the morning, maybe go out maybe it's after meals. Maybe you go out after your morning meal, your breakfast. Then you go out after your lunch, and then you go out after dinner. That would be a really great way to start really resetting this. And so whenever you reset the rhythm in your body, it's just another way that you can let your body know, I'm safe, I'm nourished, I'm not in survival mode. I can go back to some of my normal processes that I have just really ditched when I've been in survival mode. And so this is really going to help with a lot of different things, not only your energy. And so going outside is important. Also, just nourishing your body is super important because, again, you want it to feel like it's safe, like it's getting everything that it needs, like it doesn't need to hold on to everything that you give it. And so just real, whole, nourishing foods, make sure you're eating enough of them and throughout the day, right? You want to eat within an hour of waking, and you want to eat probably every 3 or 4 hours during the day. I'm not saying eat many meals, but if it's going to be you ate breakfast at 7:30, you're not going to eat till 1:30, okay, you need a snack in between that because you don't want your body to go into that survival state, because that's what it does when it doesn't get what it needs. It automatically goes in there, the whole cycle. Cortisol's released, and that can affect all of this that we're trying to correct. So that's really important. Making sure that you're just getting enough food is something that we often overlook because we are trying to watch what we eat, right? That's a whole other conversation. But that's another thing that we can do. Sleep is very important, very, very crucial here. So I know that maybe if you're in the absolute burnout phase, you're like, it doesn't matter how much sleep I get. But sleep is important and crucial for healing. So if you're doing these other things, still prioritize sleep. 7 to 9 hours, very key. And what will happen is you'll wake up more rested. You won't feel as tired waking up. And then gradually you will feel more energy throughout the day more and more. And then just take it one day at a time. I understand this is something that you're probably feeling very frustrated with, but if you can just do some of these small things, I promise this is going to be very, very helpful in correcting this rhythm and getting you your energy back throughout the day, because I want you to have as much energy as possible, right, to keep up and just do all the things that you need to do, but really be present and have that joy throughout the day and really, just to do the Lord's work and show up where He has you and just with energy and with vitality, and so we can do the best job for Him that we absolutely can. So I hope this helped. I hope these tips help. If they did, let me know. If you have a question, always let me know in the comments and I'll come back and answer. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. You can always subscribe to my channel to be notified each week when I put out these videos. It's just a common question that I have and help you to understand it more and give you simple steps moving forward to help balance and correct and hopefully get you back on track. I also want to let you know that in giving you a really good whole big picture of what's going on is my goal. And sometimes it's hard, even in these videos or even on Instagram where I love to show up. So what I decided to do was to do a weekly webinar, bi-weekly webinar. So every other Thursday I come on and really give you the big picture of what's going on in your health so that you can get back on track. I give you one thing to filter all of these health opinions that we get from every different direction through to get back on track. So I will put the link to register for my next live webinar in the description below. And thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one.